what if I told you that the simple order you put money into your investment accounts could be the difference between retiring comfortably and retiring almost $1 million richer? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down today, the specific strategy that could completely change your financial future. So let's just dive right in. I want you to really think about this question. I mean, most of us just kind of contribute wherever it's easiest, right? Probably just start 401k at work. But that random default approach, it might just be one of the most expensive financial mistakes you ever make. Because this is what's on the line. We're not talking about a few $1,000s here. Over a 30-year career, the gap between a so-so strategy and the optimal strategy is almost $850,000. And get this, that's with the same amount of money invested, getting the exact same market returns. The only thing that changes is the sequence of the accounts you use. To get this right, you first need to know your tools. So I want you to stop thinking of these as just boring financial accounts. Instead, think of them as powerful weapons in your wealth-building arsenal. Each one has its own unique superpower. First up, the one everybody knows, the 401k. I like to call this the tax time machine. Why? Because every single dollar you put in is pre-tax. It kind of magically lowers your taxable income for the year, saving you money today. And the best part, of course, that employer match. It is, and I mean this, literally free money. Next up, we've got the Roth IRA. This thing is an absolute tax-free growth monster. Now, you pay taxes on the money before it goes in, but then, and this is the amazing part, every single dollar of growth it ever earns is yours to keep, completely tax-free when you retire. That is a huge deal. Okay, now for the secret weapon that so many people just sleep on, the HSA, or Health Savings Account. This thing is the holy grail. It's a true triple tax weapon. Check this out. Your contributions are tax deductible, the money grows tax-free, and your withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are, you guessed it, also tax-free. No other account in existence can do that. And finally, there's the traditional IRA. You can pretty much think of this as a backup plan. It's similar to a 401k, but you manage it yourself. The thing is, if you already have a 401k at work, the tax benefits on this are often pretty limited, which is why for a lot of people following this plan, we just skip it altogether. So let's put it all together real quick. The 401k gives you a tax break right now. The Roth gives you a massive tax break later on. And the HSA, our superstar account, gives you a tax break now, in the middle, and when you take it out. Just keep these basic rules in your head as we build our master plan. All right, now that we know the tools, let's build the machine. This next part, this is the absolute core of our explainer. We're going to arrange these accounts into what's called a money waterfall, a super precise step-by-step plan that tells you exactly where your very next investment dollar needs to go. And here it is. Seriously, go ahead and screenshot this because this is the whole plan. It's so simple. First, you contribute just enough to your 401k to get that full employer match. No more, no less. Second, you pivot and max out your HSA if you have one. Third, you max out your Roth IRA. Fourth, you go back to your 401k and fill it up the rest of the way. And only then, after all that is done, do you move on to a regular taxable account. I really cannot stress step one enough. If your job offers, say, a 5% match, and you're only putting in 3%, you are just walking away from a pile of free cash. Getting that match is a guaranteed instant 100% return on your money. Tell me, where else on planet Earth can you find an investment that does that? You can't. Now for the critical pro move on step 2. Most people just let their HSA funds sit there in cash. This is a massive, massive mistake. You have to invest your HSA funds, usually in something simple like low-cost index funds. Letting that money grow is what turns it from a simple healthcare fund into a super-powered retirement account. So, does this whole waterfall strategy actually work? Or is it just a gimmick that sounds good on paper? Well, let's look at the hard numbers. Let's prove why this specific order matters so much. Let's imagine two people, okay? They both start at the exact same time, they invest the exact same amount of money, 15 grand a year, and they even get the same 8% return for 30 years. The only difference? Person A does it the wrong way, just dumping everything into a regular taxable brokerage account. But person B uses our optimal waterfall strategy. And just look at this result. After 30 years, person A, the wrong way, ends up with about 1.5, maybe $1.6 million after taxes. I mean, Not bad, right? But person B, the optimal way, ends up with over 2.4 million. The difference between these two bars is just, it's staggering. And there it is. That's the exact number from the very beginning. By simply using the right accounts in the right order, person B walks away with $847,100 more. This isn't some kind of magic trick, it's just math. It's knowing how to use the tax code to your advantage instead of letting it work against you.
So if this is so powerful, then why isn't everybody doing it? Well, it's because there are a few really common but super destructive mistakes and myths that get in the way. Let's bust them right now so they don't trip you up.
Okay, first, people skip their 401k match because they think the fees are too high. That's a bad idea. The free money always wins, always. Second, people wait to start a Roth IRA until they make more money. That's completely backwards. You want to start when you're in a lower tax bracket. And third, they treat their HSA like it's a checking account for doctor's bills instead of the retirement powerhouse that it really is. All right, theory is great, but action is what actually builds wealth. So I want to give you a really simple 3-step plan that you can literally execute this week to get yourself on the right track immediately. Here is your homework. Today, I want you to log into your work retirement account and confirm for sure that you are getting every last dollar of your employer match. Tomorrow, take 15 minutes and open a Roth IRA. It's so easy. And then sometime this week, if you have an HSA, log in and move your funds from cash to an investment option. That's it. 3 tiny steps that create a giant leap for your net worth. You know, in the end, it all comes down to this. Your most powerful asset isn't stocks or bonds, it's time. The math is pretty clear. The person who starts this optimal strategy at age 25 can very realistically retire at 55. But if you wait just 1 decade, until 35, you could end up working an extra 12 years, until you're 67. So the choice you make today isn't just about money. It's about buying back years of your life. Which path are you going to be on?